Values are leaders. I mean, if leaders have no values, they're essentially robots. We have to have, especially today when the world is conflicted, filled with conflict, filled with division, increasing racism, lack of diversity. There's so many negatives, and it's important not to give the negatives more power than they have. But if we don't confront the negatives with values, we're not good leaders. And in terms of whose values matter, I mean, I guess it sort of depends what you're trying to accomplish. But basically, everyone's values must be taken into consideration.
I don't know if there are any universal values to leadership. Global values to leadership. The world has different values, different trades, different practices have different values. I think there are ethics that one needs to consider, obviously. But I think you need to represent the values of the people that you are representing, the people that you are leading, the people who you are working for, the constituency that you are part of. I think that's really, really critical.
I think leaders bear a responsibility in that their constituencies look up to them. So on the one hand, you will determine the future, or your actions will have consequences on many others beyond you.
I've always believed that if you want to be an effective manager, vice president, CEO of a company, or a prime minister, or a speaker of a house in any parliament, you have to have that level of transparency. Transparency and nothing else.
The question of values for leaders has always been important, but is much more exaggerated now in an era of social media. When you are a leader, as you look at people, you're suddenly testing them about do they match what my own values are? And it would be almost difficult to have every leader match every person's values. Then you say, what are the key things you need in leadership? And things like integrity, ethics, that are usually underemphasized in leadership. We've always thought of leaders as strong political leaders, strong military leaders. But that issue then of coming back and that some sense of empathy, some sense of integrity and ethics, that becomes much more important.
There's nothing more important in my mind for a leader than have the courage and have the patience to listen, have the courage to decide, and have the patience to listen to what's around you.